Howdy folks, Steve here from Coffee Chat and InnerGenie.com. I want to do a series of videos here, which I'll eventually post on another YouTube channel I'm going to have called Inner Genie. I want to do this series, it's going to be called You Can. And this is a series I want to talk about because this Inner Genie project that I'm doing is to help people to find their inner genius, right? The word genie is that it's about that old guy in the lamp, right, who gives you 3 wishes or whatever. But if you look at the root of it, it's the same root as the word genius. Just the suffix is different because I think genius is Latin maybe. So my firm belief, through reason and evidence, that is, not just a whimsical belief, is that when we focus on the body's activities, the activities of our bodies, we can do a lot to affect the results, the decisions, the things that we can do, right? And I'm not, when I say you can, I don't mean that you can do everything, that you can, jump over the moon or whatever. You can make a difference in your life, in your quality of life. You can make decisions and move from there. Now, it is my firm belief, I got off track there, my firm belief through reason and evidence, that if we focus on the body, we can eventually focus on everything else that matters to us. Because if you think about it, the mind requires a body to run on. Right? It requires the hardware, if you will. Like if the mind is like software and the body is like hardware, if you can imagine a computer, although we're much more complicated than that, but if you have a computer that is physically corrupted, it's somebody took a drill and drilled holes through the circuit boards or whatever, it doesn't matter at that point how good your program is. It's just not going to work, right? It's not going to work very well. Excuse the shaking here. I'm in a rather low rent hotel here, and I got no tripod, so I'm holding this up myself. So anyway, so if we focus on the health of the body, making the body as healthy as we can, then like the computer that's physically very good, the hardware is very good, we can then run great programs on it, right? Same with the emotions. The emotions are, if I understand it correctly, are a little bit of a function, an offshoot of the mind. So once again, if the mind can't run on properly running hardware, then neither can the emotions, right? And those are the things we want to get right as best we can, because the healthier our bodies are, the healthier our individual selves are, then the better off we can be. Now, each of these videos, I'm going to focus on something that I've noticed that you might find interesting to be able to take action. So a few months, maybe a month ago or so, I did a video called something along the lines of start working tomorrow or start working today. And if you find yourself, you're a young person or whoever you are, you find yourself out of work and maybe a little bit discouraged that there's no work available, in that video I talked about how you can just start working. You can go somewhere and just start working. Like, you don't necessarily have to expect pay, because sitting at home you're not getting paid anyway. But you volunteer for a while and then you find out what you like, right? Now, another thing you can do is along this line of if you feel disheartened that there's no work, is you can look around at places where there is work. And you may have to move, and especially if you're young and you're mobile, you can go somewhere. Now, in so-called Canada, right now, on the West Coast, it's a sizzling hot economy. I mean, it is absolutely booming. Where I'm at right now, I'm in Victoria on Vancouver Island. And I came here because one of my customers, who I previously used to live on the prairies, moved here a while ago, and for some reason he couldn't find somebody to do some of the work that he needed to do around his place, so he brought me out here. And I've been just busy, for almost a week now. I'll be heading back, but I mean, everywhere I go, if I go into Home Depot, try to get help, my God, the place is packed, and you can't really get help from the staff because they're just maxed out, or they can't get staff or whatever. I've got a buddy who lives here. He's lived here for years. He runs a construction company, and he can't get workers. he puts an ad in the paper and he just forget it. He just got to take it on himself. Yes, there's a downfall to this, which is that it's very expensive to live here. True. But if you think outside the box and you're young, you can remediate some of those sort of things. So for example, this is a bike riding town, right? If you want to ride a bicycle, you don't get much winter. I lived here a number of years and there's not much winter here. You can ride year round, just have some good rain gear. Bike doesn't cost much. There's no gas costs once you're riding. And think about the physical activity of the body is being built up, right? As far as getting a place to live, well, number one, the wages are higher here. And number two, than most places that is. And number two, you could just rent you could start off in a hostel room or whatever, and you could move up to sharing a room with somebody. It might cost $800-900 a month or whatever. But if you're making a couple of grand to start with, and you're riding a bike, that leaves you $700 or whatever cash positive every month. But the main thing is of this is that you get active, right? And a lot of times in life, if we're downtrodden, downtrodden by feeling that somehow life has got us over a barrel. Well, if we can make a decision to act and do something for ourselves, then we can all of a sudden make a connection between why am I doing this, even if it's starting out as kind of a menial job. Why am I doing this menial job? Well, it's no longer menial, because this is a means to an end. This is a means to a path that I want to be on. And then from there you can start looking around at what you want and what value you can bring. And just the horizons start to expand. And all of a sudden, and I've noticed before, and all of a sudden things can change from I hate this job to, hey, this isn't so bad, and it's the same damn job. I've had situations before where I hate the job. It's hard to get up in the morning to go to it and so on. Then all of a sudden, I make a connection as to why I'm here. Okay, why I'm here. This is a stepping stone to something else, perhaps, or it's part of the path and so on. And all of a sudden, there's that switch made, and this isn't so bad after all. It's the same job. It's, and you've probably noticed it before if you've ever been on jobs before. There's some people who hate their jobs, other people who love their jobs in the same workplace, right? So it's not the job often, it's the attitude that we bring to it. It's partly the job, yes, but it's not all the job. It's the attitude we bring to it as well. So I wanted to talk about this as the importance of keeping the body active, which helps to, and when we adjust and we keep that in mind, we realize, why am I doing this? I'm doing this to keep active, to keep verifying that I can make a decision to go from here to here. And this starts to refresh the mind. It's like almost the program, unlike the computer that, the hardware, and there's only the program running on it, and the program has to come along and reprogram it. Well, we're like that computer that has the programmer built right into it. We can begin to change. And so when the body's healthier, the mind can be healthier. And when the mind's healthier, there's that feedback to the body once again. And it's amazing. You start making a decision. You get into that being productive mode, delivering value to people. And all of a sudden, you're riding a bike, you're getting in shape. And the world starts to look even clearer. It's a beautiful thing. And so there are options. There are ways to become active and start to create that meaningful work in one's life. And the first one I talked about was just start working tomorrow. Go down somewhere where somebody needs help and start working with them. And another one is to go somewhere where there is a shortage of people who've got energy. And this happens to be one of them right now. And these things come and go, of course, right? Like maybe in a few years, this won't be the place. But right now, if you're young and mobile, or mobile in any way, and you can reduce your costs, then I recommend you come here and get active and start to pop out that inner genius that you have within. Find yourself. Steve here again, great chatting. Talk again soon. Bye for now.